For the last year, my goal was to make a tactics game, similar to Tactics Ogre, Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics. In the next 4 weeks, I would like to document my struggle with making a playable demo from a bunch of buggy systems that I have created. Let's jump into my unnamed tactics game. Let's start a new game. Enter your name, and off we go to an unnamed land of magicness. We land on a screen that I call Journey. There is a bunch of nodes and you can pick one. I have chosen a battle with one healer enemy. It should be easy because healers don't have any damaging spells as of now. We start the battle by deploying troops. Once deployed, choose a character you want to move. Blue squares is where it can go. Choose one and character will go there. After moving, select ability you want to use. For example, summon a boulder that will fall on your enemy. This ends character's turn. You can do similar actions with other characters. When you have eliminated all enemies, you won the battle. You are brought back to Journey screen and you can select a new node. This time, we will face 6 enemies. Every battle map is procedurally generated. It creates unique opportunities and challenges. For example, in this battle, we can see that obstacles, namely table and flower pots, create a one-tile passage between where we have deployed our troops and where enemies are. Thus, by blocking it, we will get a strategic advantage and render melee enemies useless. You can see that Summon Boulder is my favorite ability. It will bring my demise shortly. It's enemy turn. Melee enemy decides to stay in his position and fortify, as he cannot reach any of our characters. Second enemy tries to shoot one of our characters, but there is his friend in between, so he shoots him instead. Third enemy decides to do nothing. Healer heals his friend with Area of Effect spell. Next enemy moves and fortifies. Ranger shoots one of our characters with a poison arrow, but there is another character on the arrow path and he manages to dodge the attack. Shortly, the game will stop working due to a bug. In this battle, I have spotted a couple of things that I would like to fix. Before I get on with it though, feel free to drop down a comment and tell me what's something that you would fix if you were me. By killing enemy with a falling boulder, I have broken my game. It will be something that I'm going to fix shortly. However, let's start with something easier. Currently the ability description text overflows and goes over the border of its container. I would like it to wrap and stay inside its box. I can do that with just one line of code. It looks a bit better now, doesn't it? Again, we can see the bug that broke the game. Killing a character with a created boulder throws an error. Before I fix it, I'd like to tell you why I think it's a cool ability. I like it, because it behaves differently depending on where the boulder falls. If it falls on an empty space, it will create a pushable obstacle. If you drop it on a character, it will deal damage and be destroyed. If you drop it on an obstacle, it will just be destroyed. To have these interactions, I'm checking what the boulder has fell onto. If there is a character, I'm dealing 50 damage. If the character has less than 50 health, it dies. When it dies, death animation plays and the game object gets destroyed. When the game object is destroyed and I ask it what it is, it throws an error and breaks my game. We can easily fix it by exiting loop after the first interaction triggers. It may create problems down the line, but I will leave it to the future me. Let's jump to a different interaction. If you have a keen eye, you have seen that shooting arrows doesn't work too well. First bug was when my character shot the enemy and the attack did not deal any damage. Second bug was when enemy targeted a character to the left of him and the arrow hit his friend who was not on the path of the arrow. That's not how it's supposed to work. The problems with shooting started when I wanted to make projectiles hit the first target on their path. This means that if there is a boulder in between you and your target, the boulder should take the hit and the target should be safe. Similarly, the first character on the arrow path should take the hit and the arrow should be destroyed. Let's see how it looks in slow motion. Arrow moves every frame towards the chosen location and checks whether there is something in the space it just moved into. If there is, it interacts with it. The first bug where the arrow I shot didn't deal any damage was caused by arrow colliding with a square that I use as target indicator. Recently, I have added an effect that rotates square when you hover over them. To make it work, I had to add colliders to them and then I forgot to filter them out in collision detection for projectiles. It's fixed now. The second bug was caused by where I was creating projectiles after the shot animation was played. I instantiated arrows around the chest area of the shooter, and I used to make arrows fly towards the chest area too, so a bit higher than the middle of the square character is standing on. This caused the issue where the arrow hit a character that was not really on its path. Since then, I have adjusted projectile spawning and targeting. Now the arrow is created in the direction of the target and the final destination is not adjusted. The arrow should fly towards the middle of the square the target is standing on. I don't feel like I have fixed projectiles completely, especially when it comes to shooting diagonally. Even when creating arrow in the direction of the target, it sometimes feels unfair when they collide with something on the path. I hope to have time to circle back to this problem, and by that time I will get better at vector math and come up with a genius solution. For now, I will add a nice effect on collision to make it a bit more satisfying to shoot. My plan going forward is to make a few juicy abilities, fix some more bugs and make a game that is playable and fun. Let me know what abilities you would see in the game by commenting under the video. Also remember to smash that like button and subscribe to my amazing channel. Thanks for watching.